All right, I think this is Bowfishing September 16th, 2021 in Lake Huron. Beautiful night. I hope it turns out well. You know, this might be one of the last trips that I get out this year. The weather this time of year in Michigan can be really unpredictable. And it happens to be, it was probably 75, 80 degrees today, in some places 90 here in southeast Michigan. In Port Huron, it was close to 90. Anyways, guys, see what happens. See what shakes loose. Talk to you later. First one of the night. Oh, that's a nice one for this time of year. Oh, look at that. These new harsh lock arrows are pretty impressive. Just like that, they're off. Hold the tips back, and you're back ready to rock again. The thing I don't like about them is that the arrow You know, one of the really strange things is that this year, I guess it's not terribly unheard of, but you know, so many of the fish that I was shooting today had eggs in them, and lots of eggs in them. Now, I'm not too sure if this is related to water temperature, sunlight, but in some way, some form, these fish are starting to produce eggs again, and just as they would in late spring when spawning. This is one of the nocturnal knocks, and this is like its fourth trip. It's really burned out. That was really crazy. I didn't expect to see that many fish at this spot right now, but it really makes my evening.
has eggs in it.
Well, I'm pretty much sold hook, line, and sinker for the harsh lock arrows. I have been shooting AMS Ankor QTs for about 4 years now, and pretty was that was the only arrow that I used. And now, since I've switched over to the harsh lock and getting used to it, the harsh lock is a faster resetting arrow than the AMS quick turns in my experience thus far. I did manage to bend up one of the harsh locks a little bit, and with an arrow straightener or an arrow spinner and a mallet, I was able to straighten it out, and straightened it out fairly well. And so far, so good. Everything's holding together, and it's still spinning nice and straight. Yeah, I've shot a lot of bows over the years, and by far, my G-Rex just seems to point better. I enjoy that bow. I'm only shooting 30 pounds, 27 and a half inches, thereabouts, and I can land great shots with it. My reel of choice is the MegaMouth. I did try the new Muzzy tournament reel this year for several trips, and it's a nice reel, but it's still not in the class of the MegaMouth. You know, when I miss, I like missing with style. So here's an example of a fish I thought I had dead to rights, and I ended up missing it. It's one of those, I guess if you don't follow through with the shot, you get what you deserve. I do like it when the fish put on a show. Some of these things, really take off and, do a little tail walking and jumping around. It does make it so much more exciting. Slow it down a little bit, adds a little spice to it as well.
Yeah. Cranium shot. Sheaphead up here. Big one. It's a nice one. Should have ran when you had the chance. But no, thought you were going to go hide.
For me personally, shooting clear water is just so much better. I guess just being able to see your target clearly and watch the fish fight. All of us, I assume, have shot really dark water, at night. And if you're using enough light, basically you end up seeing these like glowing football-looking things, cruising through the water, and that's what you're shooting at in order to score your fish. But shooting in clear water, on the other hand, God, that is just so nice,
I hit him. Yep, I sure did. That's the same one. Oh! That one's gonna be turtle bait. Those suckers are fighting. Those things have eggs in them.
For the last 5 or 6 years, this specific area that I'm in right now has been tall Phragmite grass. And for some reason this year, it did not pop up, it didn't grow. The water level dropped by about 18 inches or so from previous years. But still, this spot used to be solid Phragmite grass, and now there is nothing growing there besides the small stuff on the bottom. So the Harshlock arrow has a pre-drilled hole through the back of the aluminum on the rear of the arrow. And
So what I'm doing here is
I didn't enlarge that hole. Well, sometimes the 250-pound line that I use is a larger diameter. And even like a very tightly pulled half-hitch knot is very difficult to squeeze through there. So one of the things I did is I started tying a larger loop so I could pull it to the knot, do a figure eight over the back of the arrow, then pull it back down. This has allowed me to do the figure eight over the back of the arrow and without pulling the knot through. You do use up a little bit more line this way, but nonetheless, it has worked out well. One of the things to consider is that shooting a safety slide. There's been a lot of guys talking about a mystery knot, and there seems to be more than just a couple of incidences where this kind of stuff has happened, and people have suffered greatly with some of those mystery knots by losing an eye.
Okay. All right, fish, you had your warning shot. Nice one.
You know, if you ever have the opportunity to be maybe perhaps a bowfishing ambassador, and you have the time to, please. You know, it's a good time to shed a little bit of light on some of the positive attributes of bowfishing and the people that are into it. We need all the support we can get. Well, anyways, my friends, remember, we the people, being the working class of this nation, are the people that make this nation great. We're in unprecedented times, and we enjoy freedoms that our forefathers fought dearly for, and none of us should take them for granted. Take care, my friends. Live well.